Did you know, really quickly, I didn't know that there's a guy who apparently, I'm not sure if he was Jewish or not, but he was losing satisfaction in sex because of his circumcision, that he invented some kind of thing that kind of gives you foreskin again.
I heard about that. Because as the story goes, and that's the reason why circumcision isn't as big as it used to be, because for one end of it, it used to be that, oh, you're cleaner if you get circumcised. But that science has kind of proved that that's not fully the case. And actually, all you got to do is just clean your dick. That's all you got to do. Just wash your dick. And but then the other side of it is like the majority of your dick's nerve endings are in that part of your dick. So when you circumcise them, you're desensitizing the dick. So you're not experiencing full-blown sets the way you're supposed to, because you've had a little snip. So yeah.
It's just, ooh, God.
Yeah, that's the world we're living in today.
There ain't no comeback. There ain't no fucking punchline to that shit. That shit's just terrible.
There ain't no undo button.
There ain't no dislike button on that bitch. And I almost want to say that, not to blame God for all our problems, but he did tell the Jews, y'all niggas need to snip. It's gonna be you're right.
Tell y'all are different. We can tell you're Jewish. Pull your dick out. Oh, okay, that's the Jewish dick. Okay, that's missing. Yeah, that's Jewish.
Now that gives you a good roughly 20 to 40 years worth of rambunctious fucking, and then by the time you get to that, to where you're, in your later years, hopefully you'll settle down, have a family,
and stop having sex altogether.
Bam.
I see where you're going.
But then Viagra came along and then got that bitch going. But then once again, you're thinking to yourself, this shit kind of isn't fun. It's kind of a lot of work. Like, I gotta get up on top of the bitch. I gotta fucking get the motors going. Like, nah, son. I might as well just get me a little 20-year-old that does all the work for me.
Yo, and shouts out to, I saw the article on Young Turks. I forgot who did the initial report, but they did this study on the quality of men's sperm. And essentially, they came to a conclusion after they did the study for however long that the quality of a man's semen is better if he's with a new partner. The more you have sex with the same person, the weaker your sperm gets, because going back to evolution and this evolutionary chain and all this, and going back when the whole purpose was to impregnate as many people as possible, because, we got to populate the fucking earth. The male seed was developed to react better to new vagina, basically. So you can fuck the same chick like all the damn time, and your sperm is getting weaker and weaker. And the second you fuck somebody new, your sperm kicks off better. Now, shouts out to Christopher Ryan, who put this in a perspective of a man who's in a marriage, and the marriage is losing love or whatever. Him and his wife, everything's bland, nothing's working anymore. He finally has an affair. He gets off these rocks and he's like, oh, I'm in love with this new woman. You're not in love with the new woman. You're shooting out stronger sperm. Therefore, your testosterone is going up, and you're mistaking that for being in love.
I got two things to say about that shit. First of all, this explains why the fucking couple who's struggling to make a goddamn baby never get to fucking have a goddamn kid. The moment he fucks a side bitch, that bitch is pregnant. And you got a fucking lawsuit in your hands, or also kind of you're between a shit and a shitty fucking wall. But second point I want to bring up that explains, man, because honestly, man, right now I behave myself pretty damn well, but when I was hoeing it up, my dude, my dick game,
through the roof.
It was through the roof, because keeping shit in rotation made me it made me a savage. It made me fucking hungry. And then the moment, I behave myself, I'm just like, oh, well, yeah, sex is cool. Yeah, oh, you want to fuck? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'd rather play video games, but okay. See, ladies, if you want your man to fucking put it down, let him have a few bitches.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Let him have a few bitches. that testosterone is going to be through the roof and he's just going to be knocking it out of the ballpark. And it's especially if you're trying to have a kid and y'all been trying for a while and he's shooting blanks, let him, link up with Susie up the street, re-up that sperm, try it again. You know what? Bring Susie into the mix so y'all can have the threesome so you can build it up fucking with Susie, but then you skeeting your girl. It's that simple.
It's so easy.
It's so easy. Just put your ego aside and think scientifically. You need some good sperm.
Oh, damn.
Giving you the answers.
There's this twin in my auntie's family I've been trying to fuck for the longest, and I got really excited because there's twins, right? One of them's husband baby daddy just died. I didn't really care for that bitch too much, but the one that I do want to fuck, luckily, unfortunately, that nigga's alive and striving, but they've been battling for the longest to fucking have this kid, and I'm just thinking to myself like, maybe I try to introduce that theory to him that maybe he needs to have another bitch in the mix, but then I get to step in because it's not fair that he gets to sleep with someone else. Maybe you need a little, you can need a little bit of maybe those eggs need another base.
You dig? And I've been trying to convince the wife that we need to switch to Mormonism so we could go ahead and get this polyamorous shit popping.
Get the fuck out of here. What did Skip say? What was it?
She shut the shit down at the door. Now, I was going to propose to her because, the whole thing is like, you guys are selfish. You guys want all this vagina. I can't get any new penis. And I was going to tell her the caveat or whatever you call it would be that she could have a second husband, but he needs to be Caucasian because I know she doesn't like white guys.
Oh, hey. And it has to be at work. Don't bring that nigga around me.
Don't bring that nigga around.
Well, all right, I gotta ask.
And actually, I'm so not like intimidated by like a Caucasian guy. Like I'm not. And it's not even trying to be like racist or anything like that. Like, you're white, you must have a small penis.
You trying to say that fucking Tommy Lee? What was that nigga from the band? And I can't believe forgetting his fucking
with
name.
Pamela Lee.
Yeah.
Was it Tommy Lee?
Tommy Lee.
Yeah,
I don't
Tommy
know
Lee.
Tommy Lee Jones, but I know that's the old ass actor. Yeah. Anyways, you can't say that motherfucker wasn't packing Anaconda. Unless he just looked big for the 90s. I can't fucking remember. I mean, no, we're so mentally fucked with all the overstimulation from how big porn has gotten, and now we see these monstrous cocks. You fucking send me a hermaphrodite that really made me shit myself, dude. I'm like, holy shit! If I were to ever scissor fight with this bitch, she would win.
Yo, and shouts out to this pic that I sent over to Papo. I came across a picture on an image board, and the name of the thread was "How big is too big for a woman's penis?" Let that marinate for a little bit. And
how big is too big for a woman's penis?
Yes. And the main image was a GIF, however you want to pronounce it, of a she-male that had to have like a foot-long dick, and she was waving high. Waving?
I thought this nigga was telling me to fall back. It truly was. That's how hard that shit was swinging. Fall back.
Oh my God,
don't even come up to this.
Yo, I sent that shit to Skips, and I was like, yo, if you leave me for this, I get it. I can't compete with that shit. That shit like an arm, nigga. All right. What's the Jay-Z song? Chicks be like, Jigga, the dick is the bomb, about as thick as an arm. He talking about that he, she dick. It was just, you could knock on a door with that dick. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, I can only fail in comparison to say I'm a fucking baby arm, but still, I mean, that still got some girth and some length, especially a real husky ass baby that just drink milk all the goddamn night because he cries all fucking day. So that's the only way you can shut him up.
You dig?
Ridiculous. Now, I do got to ask though, why you're doing what you're doing now, because I know it came up recently because old girl was with her friends and she had never had a dildo before. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it's one of those things where I feel like I don't know what a woman's rite of passage is, but I figure though, just how we enjoy our fucking, our jerking off sessions, and all we need is a good, magazine, internet clip, or whatever the fuck gets you off. Apparently, like this one nigga needs some slides. But for a girl though, would you consider the rite of passage to have like a little vibrator or dildo? And if so, in the question of that one thread, how big it's too big for a woman's dick? What about vibrators, son?
Yo, and I've seen some animal dongs out there. I've seen some horsecock dildos out there. But I would just say, if you're not masturbating, fuck is you doing with your life? Like me personally, I need to jerk off at least once a day. If I'm not fucking, I need to get off one once a day, or else I can't concentrate on shit. It's just like, oh, tits and ass. Like you gotta let that off, you know? And that's the main reason I go to how you have like these nerds or whatever that like hate women and like want to rape women, or they like those the violent porn where the chick looks like she doesn't enjoy it and all that. That comes from growing up being told you can't jerk off. So you're confused with all this extra testosterone. You can't fucking jerk off or whatever. And then you're trying to holler at chicks, and every chick, especially if you're one of those kind of dudes, you really don't have a mouthpiece to holler at a chick to get some ass. So you grow up with resentment towards women because you can't jerk off because you're going to go to hell. And then won't no chicks give you no pussy because you're all awkward and shit. So you jack off more. And the more you jack off, the more anxiety go through the roof. And then you're all fucked up with sweaty, the hairy palms and shit. Now God. You hate bitches because they won't give you nothing. No, not the hairy palms.
I just wonder though, because I remember that was one of the sayings. Was that just something that motherfuckers said to scare us into not touching ourselves?
That, and what's the other one? If you masturbate, you're gonna go blind.
Oh yeah, about going blind, going Japanese.
Blind if you jerk off too much. Yeah, I tested that. I was like, I'm gonna find out.
If anything, it turns you Canadian. No, but I remember there wasn't a song in the 80s that fucking said, I think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. And apparently
I have no idea what song that is.
No, you never heard that song before? I think I'm going Japanese. And then
I don't think I heard that.
But anyways, apparently it was about jacking off. So I thought that shit was, I mean, think about it.
Wow, I just got that. I just got that.
For older listeners, I'm pretty sure they'll remember that shit right off. For those that just know shit, and maybe I hope I don't get the shit wrong, but we really flipped the script from what we were originally. Actually, wait. Before we,
I don't even remember what we were talking about. We just got to fucking and jerking off and just all kinds of shit.
Fucking, you know, you're talking about some real shit. All right, but I got
some real shit.
Now, let's say you made this proposal, right, to the missus, and you really want to get that third member in this. Now, mind you, this is all for the sake of science and also for, you know, excitement and shit. And let's say you guys are trying to go for a girl and you keep striking boys. You know, we got to switch it up a little bit. You know what we haven't done? Throwing the bitch in the mix. But anyways, when you're trying to propose this to her, does she have her own toys? Can you sweeten the deal by telling her you can have this toy? Or does she already have that kind of stuff?
Yeah, she could have whatever the fuck.
No. Does she already have that stuff that you know of?
I believe so. Yeah, we both got stuff. Yeah, because we are also two married individuals with 2 kids under the age of 5. So if we have sets once a week, that's a good week for me. So it is one of those things you do have to bring in other shit, and you gotta let go of the ego and be like, you know what? I'll see you when I see you. We'll figure it out when we figure it out. Like, so, yes, indeed.
And mind you, and God bless women for, you know what I'm saying, still being able to, you know, deal with that, in which may not be Black Thunderous as a certain fucking 199.99 cent value priced items, because I see some expensive shits, my nigga. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm just thinking, shit, if you buy yourself that bitch, you better buy me a fucking PS4. Why you bullshit?
Why you bullshitting? Your shit got batteries and adapters and Wi-Fi connections. Like, can I get something? Can I hop on Wi-Fi with my motherfucking pocket pussy? I mean, come on.
You know what, too? And considering the day and age that we are, man, with all the Fitbits and shit like that count your steps now, fucking there's the dildos that can count how many pumps it takes. That way you can actually accurately find out how many dicks it takes to get to the center of a lollipop.
Yo, and shouts out to fuck, I forgot the name of it, but for those wondering, make sure you head over to ibhmpodcast.com, check out episode 14. I was recently going through some archives, setting up some stuff, and I was seeing on episode 14, we were talking about a new sets toy that was coming out where you have like the virtual reality goggles, and then you have the fake pocket pussy that you fucking, and then like the pocket pussy moves with the movements of the chick on the VR thing, so you think that you like fucking. And that was like a year ago.
I don't remember
Why
talking about this shit
yet?
Well, apparently they're the only ones that actually have shit out right now. And the video game companies, they're actually trying to come up with cheaper, more cost-efficient ways to kind of to pump these things out. So
here we go.
Yeah, there's still
Friction.com. That's FRIX as in X-ray ION.me. Make sure you check this out. It's a new kind. Yeah, .me. You know, those .coms are running out. So it's a new kind of social media network platform, and like you're essentially fucking like people. Like you're like I'll say this. I love the idea off of the strength of, like, let's say you're not in a relationship, and let's say you want to, fuck around, have a lot of different partners, so on and so forth, but you're scared of, knocking a bitch up, or you're afraid of catching something. Hop on this thing and do all this virtual reality sets with everybody. Like, just fuck, like, you can't catch nothing over the internet. If I had this shit growing up, nigga, my sets count would be like in the 100,000s. I'd fuck, man.
I don't know if it was the movie How High, where there's this one dude who had a really fucked up unibrow, and he's yelling at this bitch that he met online. He's like, I bitch, I hope you get a virus. You and your computer.
You and your computer.
What if eventually fucking some kind of spyware bullshit can actually do that to your motherfucking computer, son? You think you're getting your rocks off?
No, that's gonna be the next shit, because technology. Technology and biology is coming together. So that's going to be the new shit. Everybody going to be tired of fucking like regularly, because it's like overpopulation. I don't want to have no kids. I don't want no STDs. So everybody's going to be fucking over the internet. But then we're going to have technology within us. And then you're going to get an STD fucking online. This bitch gave me the Trojan. God,
man, I've had a Trojan horse since I tried to crack Fruity Loops, my nigga. And this bitch got me infected. Again, I thought because I had the Mac, it wouldn't happen to me, cuz. You know what's fucked up though, and I really do believe that this was predicted by, I don't know if it was Judge Dredd or one of those Stallone movies where that's how they fucked.
Yeah, and
remember, it was all digital. Sandra Bullock was one of those hoes.
And Strange Days was another one. This movie wasn't that famous. I think like Angela Bassett was in it, but she wasn't even like one of the main characters. But this was from like the mid-90s. But that was one of the things was there was this drug like LSD where you put this thing on your head, and so like let's say you get married and you put this thing on your head, and then you go through the whole thing, and then at any time in the future you can put this thing back on and feel the exact emotions and everything that you felt during that moment. And so this dude, like,
a lot of niggas stuck on their past life. I ain't gonna never let my ex go now.
Nigga, I got all my exes downloaded. Nigga,
shit. Put me on a desert island. I don't give a fuck.
That one, she used to do this thing with her tongue, and she used to suck it from behind. Nigga.
Oh, Lord, I bet you it stings.
Oh,
what kind of